Well, we picked the right weekend to do this. This video is part of a truck torture test series we're doing with Shell Rotella gas truck oil. We're pushing the engine hard, and the reason I know that is because of the fuel economy we're getting.
Hey Andre.
Hey Roman.
Hey, so how long did it take you to get here?
I flew on a plane, it was about 2 hours, it was beautiful.
Took me 2 days and about 1,200 miles, but if we're torture testing this, so we gotta do it right. So I'm handing over the truck to you. Me and Tommy are leaving it in your good hands, and now you get to go camping and you get to drive it back to Colorado.
This torture test is all about going long distance, overlanding. We're going to be camping along the way, and I'm going to also do an MPG run to show you exactly how efficient our Ram Rebel truck is towing a camping trailer.
Welcome to Mount Evans, North America's highest auto road.
Yeah, we got 1,000 pounds of green wood to put into this poor truck.
You know, these turns, there's no guardrail, Andre. There's just a mountain cliff. I'm getting that feeling inside my tummy, you know, when you're like, oh God, this is not gonna end well.
The truck is our brand new Ram Rebel, and it's our long-term project truck we call the Rouser. It has a few modifications, an intake and exhaust system for a little bit better breathing for the big Hemi 5.7 liter. We also have a 35-inch tall tire and a little bit of a lift, about 2-inch lift in the front. And now let me show you the trailer. The trailer we're towing is a Boreas XT from Into the Wild Overland. We have everything, including the kitchen sink and the stove. Also on the side here is a shower. It's in this Pelican case basically. So in a pinch, you could take a quick shower. This is where I spent my night. Actually pretty comfortable mattress. It's memory foam. I was a little worried about sleeping in the new trailer, but it was no issue. On top here, we have a Yakima tent. That's about it for the trailer. This torture test is not only going to be torturous on the truck, it's also going to be torturous on the people. And by that I mean that we have to go precisely 1,160 miles from where we are in Hood River, Oregon, to the office. So in order to do that, instead of driving straight after being at this Overland event all day, we're gonna get a little bit of the route out of the way. And first, we're gonna go about 2 hours to Pendleton, KOA, spend the night there. And then from there, we can go back to our home base tomorrow, which is about 1,000 miles in one day. All right, this is where we need to be.
Head south on Yikes Road towards Summit Drive, then turn left onto Summit Drive.
So we just got topped off, about 4 gallons. Let's fire up and reset the trip meter. We're not going to really trust the trip meter right now. When we get back to our headquarters in Colorado, we'll do a calculation with gallons and see exactly what kind of efficiency we get towing this trailer, and hopefully the Rotella gas truck engine oil actually helps us a little bit. All right, we're all reset. The tank is full. Let's go. Guys, we're in the middle of the rainstorm right now on the highway and I can barely see, so I have to slow down. Whew.
Oh, who is this?
Alex, what's going on?
What's up? Good morning.
Do we have to leave now?
We do. Time to get on the road.
But it's not really light yet. All right, let's see how far we have to go. It's going to be
Quite a long day. Back to the office.
Head north on Southeast 3rd Street towards Southeast Nye Avenue.
14 hours. All right, let's go.
In 600 feet, turn left onto Southeast 3rd Drive.
I'm now in 5th gear climbing this hill, and the truck is working pretty well. Take a look.
My name's Jason Brown, and I'm the Global Technology Manager for Heavy Duty Diesel Engine Oil with Shell. We start out with a lot of base oil, good quality base oil. So that's usually that's the conventional base oils you tend to hear. That's when they say conventional engine oil. When we say synthetic, that's things where we've done chemical processes to either create or really improve the quality of that base oil. The next thing we do is we put in what we call components or additives. These additive packages contain things like anti-wear agents, dispersants, detergents, and a lot of these names sound like things you recognize because they do exactly what they do at your house. What does a detergent do when you wash your clothes? It takes the dirt out of your clothes. What does a detergent do in your engine? It takes the dirt off the parts and keeps it clean. One of the key things we put in there, as we've alluded to, is the antioxidant. One of the best aspects about this oil is it actually has a little bit more of that antioxidant in there, and that's to help it protect a little bit better against these high temperature extremes. But at the end of the day, it's about creating something that's a harmony. It's a recipe.
Leaving Oregon and going into Idaho, one state down, but 3 or 4 more to go. Yes, we finally found the gas station in the middle of Idaho, and it's a good thing because we're running very low on fuel. All right, so how does this work? We've been driving for about 250 miles and we're still in the rain. It's pretty amazing. It's not gonna help our fuel economy at all because we're going into the rain, plowing through standing water on the highway. Yep, we're making progress. We are almost in Salt Lake. We're gonna sidestep it and head more east towards Wyoming and then home. Well, we picked the right weekend to do this. Today it's been raining non-stop, and that makes the trip much harder, not only on the truck but also on us. I'm low on fuel again. Oh no. Gotta stop again. Please say it's not so. And please say there's no 3 semis in a row. What is this? All right, we're in Wyoming. It's a little chilly right now, but we gotta keep moving. We're pushing the engine hard, and the reason I know that is because of the fuel economy we're getting.
the trip meter says around 10 mpg. And I'll let you know the final result when we get to Colorado. Shell Rotella is famous for their diesel engine oil, and you can see a lot of big rigs here at the truck stop behind me. But the Shell Rotella oil is now available for gas trucks like this, like the Ram Rebel with our Hemi 5.7 liter V8.
We actually don't even think about it like we're bringing it somewhere else. We see trucks as trucks. Whether they're powered by diesel or gasoline doesn't matter, it's still a truck. So this was an opportunity for us to take that well-known Rotella brand and just extend it to another part of the family, the truck family.
That's a pretty fat rainbow right there.
Fat rainbow.
Really can't see anything. A couple months ago, we took this truck with no trailer to Moab and got 19.2 miles per gallon with an unladen truck. And right now the computer is saying 10.8, and that just gives you an idea kind of how strenuous this trip was, because it was through rain, kind of higher speeds on the highway, and towing. I'm gonna add up all of the gallons that we've used. We stopped 5 times. So the total gallons we used is 91.03. Total trip distance this time on the way home was 1,152 miles divided by 91.034 gallons. Ta-da! There we have it, 12.6 mpg with the trailer cross country from Oregon back to our home base in Colorado. At the end of all these tests, what do you expect to see when you actually analyze the oil?
Ideally, ideally we would see the same quality, so maybe not in an identical state, but the same quality engine oil that you started with at the beginning, you will see at the end. The idea here is that we'll do some tests. We'll check things like viscosity. We'll check things like elemental analysis to make sure we didn't wear the engine, that there weren't parts wearing out. We will also look at some of the chemical signatures of some of the things in there, some of the components that we put in, just to see if they're still there. And hopefully at the end, we'll see there's still some useful life.
Over the last several months and about 6,500 miles, we sent 4 oil samples to POLARIS Laboratories, 1 sample after each torture test. POLARIS Labs is a third-party oil evaluation facility. Here are the actual results from the oil analysis they sent back to us. As Jason said, you don't want to see too much wear on the engine parts. The iron content is still in check at about 30 parts per million. This is to be expected according to POLARIS Labs. The copper content is below 60 parts per million, and the lab report says that this is common for a newer engine. As the oil cooler ages with many more miles, the copper content in the oil should decrease. Now let's get to the TBN and the TAN. The TBN is for total base number, and the TAN is the total acid number. Basically, too much acidic content in the oil is a bad thing, as it can lead to corrosion and a clogged oil filter. The acid and base number measurements are there to make sure this does not happen. The lab says there is still enough base compounds and additives in the oil to neutralize the acids. The increases in oxidation are still within check, and the viscosity of the oil is still within the original 5W20 oil specification. The Shell Rotella gas truck oil still appears to be offering the needed protection even after all of this abuse. We made it. It was a fun trip. It was a tiresome trip. And guys, go back to TFLtruck.com for when you use in real world torture test reviews.